So Departing Seniors just dropped onto Tubi, and this is one I was, kind of looking forward to because of the poster and the fact that it was a slasher. I'm always interested, and it looked like it might actually have had some kind of a budget or something thrown towards it. So I was like, hey, when this popped up yesterday, I jumped right on it. And this deals with a kid. We're in high school. They are about to graduate. They are the departing seniors. You get it? The title's clever. I like that. Anyway, it feels very 80s. Like, that feels like a title that would have been used in the 80s for a slasher film. It's clever. I like it. Anyway, so he is a high school senior. He's a gay Mexican kid who is hiding the secret of a jock, of course, that he's screwing around with. We've seen this a million times. And something happens. He ends up getting hurt. And he then he gets psychometry, I think is what she's called it in the movie. So if he touches something, he can, get its aura and see the future or the past of anything that he's touched. This movie's lame. The kills are super lame. The use of the psychometry that is in here, it serves almost no purpose. There's one thing that it does, right? They think it might be someone because of something that's seen, whatever. That's really the only thing this is used for, outside of a couple emotional things to connect us to characters more, but it is not utilized well at all. It feels like it is shoehorned into this movie, like it's an afterthought. And the movie is trying so desperately to be this Scream homage. You got a character with a last name of Mocker. You've got Scream references. You've got if you watch this movie, you're gonna be like, okay, that's like a nod to Scream. Okay. And I'm not even a big Scream fan, but I noticed all of them. And it was like, okay, I get it. You grew up on, because now we're entering that era, right? Where the filmmakers had grown up on Scream more so than on Friday the 13th, right? So this more emulates the 90s horror, which I hate. So if we're going to be getting into that era where, every few generations, the old generations get revitalized and reused, I was enjoying when we were doing a lot of the 80s slashers, right? Like the throwbacks to the 80s slashers, which we're still doing, obviously, with X. But if we're starting to move into the era where we're going to be trying to emulate Scream and Urban Legend and I Know What You Did Last Summer, and you can count me out. I hate that generation of slashers so much. That is the worst thing that ever happened to slashers. So I am not the target audience here, but this in no way, meets the level that Scream is. As much as of a Scream fan as I'm not, Scream is way better than this. So don't think I'm a Scream fan, so I'm going to check this out because he doesn't like Scream all that much, and this seems like it's in line with that. No. Scream is much more intelligent. Scream is much more well written. Scream is got much better characters. Our main couple characters in this are fine, and I know that the writer of this, I looked them up when I was, kind of looking into the cast and crew on IMDb, and I noticed that the writer of this is also Mexican and gay. So I have no doubt that this story is very personal to them and says something about their experience in high school and everything, and that's great. I mean, write you and make the thing that you want to make, for sure. But that don't mean I gotta like it. And as a slasher, this is just as generic and forgettable as possible. If you're gonna make a slasher, you've got to bring some element that's going to make people gravitate towards it. You can't just, take tropes and give a couple nods to old films and call it a day, because it's just ain't gonna work, right? You got to put some gnarly kills in it, and if you're not going to do that, you got to come up with some kind of gimmick that you really know how to use. Take something like Happy Death Day, right? It takes the very tired and used looped day format, and it creates this very interesting, compelling character in Tree. And we see an arc, we see an evolution to the character. I don't feel like there's any evolution to any characters in this. I feel there's one character that has a bit of a moment of kind of clarity, but then it's immediately squashed, which actually does feel like kind of in line with their character. But I don't know, man. This movie just doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't offer anything that's interesting or unique. It's all just kind of, derivative, and not in a good way, not in a like homage way where they're taking something from the past and just elevating it and making it some kind of either like parody or anything. There's just nothing here. So Departing Seniors, no, I'm departing on this one right now.